This is about the member of parliament, Mr. David, Sir David Amos. I upload whatever I want. My videos. See, anyway, I want to say something really. Oh, let's see there's the news. No, later I'm gonna read it. I didn't notice this information, but anyway. This is the father of the gentleman who killed him. The name of this gentleman, Harbi Ali Koleni. The name is Harbi. Okay. First of all, this crime is unacceptable. It's absolutely anti-Islamic. And I am wondering, there is certain أخلاقات شرعية. I'm gonna talk like this because they say it's a terrorist attack. Terrorist means what? Terrorist means what? Terrorist means someone commit an attack because he's a Muslim, angry from the non-Muslim. This is terror. This is how they identify Islam. In an easy way. Someone Muslim killing someone else because he's anti-Muslim or because he's not Muslim. Well, there is this anti-Muslim or non-Muslim, or he's angry because he have criticized Islam. This is terror. If anyone else from any certain filthy dark groups commit any attack against a Muslim because this Muslim is criticizing his dark satanic faith, regardless of the dark group, this is not terror. In the general way of looking at it. We're not talking about a big, huge number of Muslims dying in a masjid. We're talking about one person who's dead in a church. One only. I'm not, what is the word? I'm not underestimating or showing disrespect to the number. 1,100, this is a life. Okay. But it's inside the church. It's a fact. Let's talk about England right now. England in the West. England. Let's talk about England. There is a freedom of speech, yani. Unless if he start massing, even if he touched him in a different terrible. I'm not saying that this happened. Touched him in a very terrible way. I'm just adding. This is not suitable to say. Some people are making jokes. Wallahi, these people have a sense of humor here in England. A certain level of the society. God knows what he did to this Somalian guy inside the church because they say he's a Catholic. I don't know. It's not funny. It's not funny. Oh, definitely, it's not funny. Yeah. So basically, they say it's terror. So they don't say that this guy is a bad guy who have a disagreement with this gentleman. No, it's terror. They say it's terror. Where's the word? Where's the word terror? There is a word terror. I'm not making this up. It is there. You read it. But they consider it a terror. I don't want to read again, okay? I don't want to read again. There is a lot of information. But I read terror. So it is a terrorist attack. They say it's a terrorist attack. It's inside the church. And there is a freedom of speech. Even if he said, if that, I don't like that, the God of Islam, Allah, whatever. There is chances so that you would criticize. And I'm sure he's from the high class level, yani. When he criticizes Islam, you do not criticize it like someone who is from a lower levels, like David Wood, Apostle, pimp himself, or the Christian filthy pimp, Christian prince. Those people are low lives. This guy is considered within the high class level. So he would show disrespect to Muhammad in a high class way. Definitely, I'm sure of this. Even if he used the F word. They say it's that's it. Oh my God. It's in front of me, wallahi al-azim. Says terror. It's in front of me, God. Did you see it? I'm gonna review. It's traumatic, says terror suspects. Horrified father says terror suspects. So they're saying terror. terror suspects, there is a lot of evidence showing that this is a terrorist suspect. It is absolutely against the teaching of Islam. When you go and you see the whole surface of it, absolutely, don't cost. If it is an Islamic, I would say it. Wallah, and I won't give a fuck. But it is absolutely anti-Islamic in a very terrible way. Now, what happened, they are not telling. It's not enough information. It's not enough information. They bring the face of this bitch, regardless. She's with or against my case. Home Office Minister. I mean, you need to emulate the figures so that you would feel happy about yourself. Anyway, it's traumatic, says terror suspect's horrified father. I don't want this video to be deleted, so I'm gonna be very calm uploading it. This gentleman is the father of this terror suspect who committed this crime. It's him. The killing is because he said something bad about Islam, or they wouldn't mention the word terror. He said something about Islam, so I kill him. This is how I identify jihad. Now, I'm here not giving any certain judgment against or about this terrorist. I'm saying, why didn't he kill his own father? Why? What do you mean? Why are you mentioning his father? Because his father have a problem with Joe Biden giving liberty of Afghanistan to the wolves. Your father, go to deal with your father before you go and deal with foreigners or strangers. You have daughters. You have a daughter, wife with him. Why did they need to lose their family? The wife right now is in a problem. I think she said, I fall in love right now with you, honey, or something. No. I'm hearing a lot of things. This is the wedding of her daughter. I mean, your father. I'm not gonna comment about how he looked into the president of Somalia. No, he said based on this metro, Joe Biden did a big mistake handing Afghanistan and the liberality to the wolves. I mean, it is a terror. Do you understand me, or do I need to explain more? Go and deal with your father. Go and fuck your father first. Okay, fine. You want to kill this member of parliament? This is a crime. Before you do it, give your father something. I understand. No one would dare do anything as a Muslim. Attacking your parents or your father or your mother with even a word, with if in Quran, is considered a serious crime. But I'm just saying. Fine. Let's be mature. Talk to your father. Your father, you respect him, but he's absolutely against you because you are within the category called terror right now, terror suspect. Upload some video. Humiliate this member of parliament. Say you're a whatever. You don't kill him. I'm wondering. Anyway, there will be a lot of faggots and bitches who will criticize this thing in a wrong way. Okay? In a wrong way. It's wrong thing, but they will criticize it and took advantage in the wrong way. Let's say mainly in the West, maybe even a so-called Hindus in India, or an angry Russian, not looking at what angry with the Muslim being in Moscow, not looking what they are doing to the Muslim world, okay? Or maybe a so-called Shiite. They are Sunnis. They are not Shiite. This Somalian is Sunni, not Shiite. Yeah. An ex-Muslim look at Islam. A so-called Israeli. This is Hamas, Gaza. This is it. This is the terror of Islam. Again, I'm sorry for this gentleman, wife, and his daughter. The man is dead. I mean, what? He is dead. He said something about Muhammad, peace be upon him, about the faith of Islam, Allah subhanahu. In case they say it's terror, it's not showing enough information, and they will not show. enough information. Upload a video, criticize, there is a space, even if the political system is not accepting it, the authority do not like it, but they're not. You do something like this, criticize and involve yourself in whatever. There is groups, it's a free country. I mean, at the end, we need to admit this. You don't go and kill him. I'm against saying that he is young, no, there is either he's a Muslim or not Muslim doing young. No, it doesn't work. Because I don't care if عامل الناس كما تحب أن تعامل. Deal with, this is an Islamic rule. Deal with people the way you want to be treated. ولا تعتدي ولا تفعل. Don't be an oppressor, because some people like to have sadist sex. Not all people want sadist. I mean, imagine a prostitute or a faggot want to be fucked very hard. Well, now you are offending others if you're gonna rape them in a sadist way, because not people are the same, but there is rules taking care of each other. Anyway, so I'm dealing with people the same way. At my 15s, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, till 30. I was mature. Ugh. There was a price with it to pay. Anyway. But it protected me from things here and there. Anyway. Mature. Do you understand my point? Now this is only an introduction. This gentleman is a betrayed. I can see that in England, it's a conservative country. I mean, if this crime happened in other Western country, the reaction of the authority would be different. I'm not gonna say, well, because England colonized. No. Poland have a lot did a unbelievable crime in Iraq. Poland. All Western country, Germany helped in occupying our Holy Land, directly and indirectly. I'm not gonna go to other part else than the West. I mean, Russia. Oh, there will be a terrible reaction. By England, you can see there will be among the public stupid and fuckers, but the authority. But it's a terrible crime. Okay? Anyway, I'm not here defending anyone. I'm just saying things. Oh, it's an act of... Anyway. I'm not gonna involve myself by saying more and more about this points. Mr. Al-Harbi is from the same race of those people who relate themselves to the tribe Harbi. Now we're talking. This is only an introduction. These people who relate themselves to the Harbi tribe, at the beginning of Ibn Saud royalty in Gulf State, after Sykes-Picot, these people related themselves to the Harbi tribe, which is one of the important Ismaelian tribes. And they so many among them, within 50 years, 16, so many other joined. They are African. We're all human. They relate themselves to the Harbi. So someone his grandfather is called Harbi, and he's from Harbi means the one who's fighting, the fighter. And the Somalis and others, you can find it in other places. I mean, within the country that was affected, even within non-Muslim, if you search, but in a different accent. Now this is another topic. Harbi, because they changed it to Arabic, or even have its own. I mean, there is other languages in Africa. If you say Harbi, means a different meaning. It means the handsome one or the good one. They came and they settled in Mecca and Medina, and they are a so-called Shiat. They call themselves Shiat, and they don't delete my video. They have a serious problem with our identity, with our culture. Look how they wear clothes, even in their accent. And they do their best to hide this. And in Iran, they are using their name to say, oh, Harbi are part of the Arabs, the native Arabs, and so-called Qatifis, because they are not originally from Qatif, and so-called Bahrainis, so-called Ihsa'i, so-called Kuwaitis. They are from Kashmir, Azerbaijan, and other part of Africa, or other part from Asia. They are always, once they are exposed, because they got nothing to do in common, not name, not DNA, not culture, and they just want to divide our nation, and they want to be racist against us, and I have explained about this, they always say, what about the Harbi? The Harbi in Medina, they are Shiite. There is Shiite among the Ismaelian, the native Arab. The descent... No, they are not. This incident with this gentleman father name, Harbi. Now, if someone, at 1400, before 40 years, even before my birth, I was at Hijri moon calendar, my date of birth was the 8th month, the day 14, 1942. At 14, 1400, there is people who are originally from Africa who did some crimes and killed some soldiers, working for, of course, the authority in Saudi Arabia and Gulf. Saudi Arabia. Let's not go to our other Gulf states, who were killed by African. This African, for example. Now let's stop here. Let's not talk about what happened in 400 and the so-called Shiite. Oh, look at the unjust against us. We Eastern, just the time of the satanic so-called Shiite revolution by Ali Khomeini, to the deportation of revolution. They call it the deportation of revolution. Okay, and they did a lot of crime, bombing and killing a lot of officers, even bombing some American citizens and family and soldiers and things like that. Let's return back to the point. I'm going to talk about those who call themselves Harbis in Medina. Someone who's called Harbi, who died, for example, before 60 years, 50 years, just came and he settled there. And the group around him starts saying, we are the family of Harbi. I am the grandson of Harbi. You know what? Al-Harbi tribe. I'm just saying, someone who died before 60 years, who's, for example, 80 years old. Okay? His birth was not even in Medina or the Arabian Peninsula. He came from outside. Took the Saudi nationality. All of his children, Harbi. And all of his relatives, Harbi. Now, Tariq, people are the same. We are descended from Adam. Exactly. So we need to show respect to each other. True? Yes, Tariq. Then why they don't want to show us respect? What sort of things that they are saying about the mother of believer Aisha, the native Arab woman? They call her a bitch. Oh. For what reason? Racism. See, they are not Ismaelian, but now they are relating themselves to the Harbi tribe. Because one of their elders had this name. And all of a sudden, they start relating themselves, though they are African, mainly. Well, there will be fine, some Asian and some mixed marriages. Okay, you are an immigrant or a refugee. Why you're doing this? In the Arabian Peninsula, what sort of racial discrimination attitude is happening by you? So many among them helped directly to destroy our life and even to create deaths. There is people who die from sadness and anger. They indirectly help in the persecution of the Ismaelian people life. Like this Somalian guy who killed this gentleman, or worse. Yeah, worse. I don't want to add any more information. I'm gonna say the so-called Shiite, oh, they will delete it. Are you gonna delete it? I'm gonna say they are saying that the Sunnis are not Muslim. Not all of them. There is Shiite who consider you brother to them. Okay, but there is others. Do I need to mention names? And they are freely speaking, so it's my freedom of speak to say I don't consider them Shia to the family of Muhammad, and the family of Muhammad will not accept their attitude. I'm not gonna even go to those who you call extremists, who behead the children in Syria, those who rape the women from the Hazars from Afghanistan or Lebanon or whatever, those intruders. No. The so-called Shiite in Persia and Baluchistan, Ahwazistan, Kurdistan and Iraq, and even Al-Houthi with his crime in Yemen. People don't want you. You raped the people in Yemen. Your father and grandfather did a lot of damage to the Yemeni people. The Yemeni people said, no, we don't want any emperor to rule us, or imam, or a king, whatever. We want a republic. Why he's turning back? Because the so-called Shiite in Persia are interfering, and who helped them? Those who mainly invaded Iraq. Now, what is the topic? I'm gonna say the so-called Shiite who relate themselves to the tribe of Harbi. Al-Harbi. Harb. Again. Harbi is a name. That there is some Somalian have it. Okay? Like this gentleman. Who his father committed a crime against a patriot. This guy is a patriot. He killed a patriot. A patriot. Now it's different. England, the history of England, and the wonderful Ismaelian, who did not occupy and colonize any other country. Native Arab, yes, wonderful Bedouin, roaming the desert, playing around, not your business. They have their culture, they want the civilization of their country. Who's helping in destroying their rights to live there? The Israelites, the Ismailis, and the Yazdis, who are the children of one nation. It's a mix, هو مخيط. Ismailia. I'm not talking about North Yemen or South Yemen. I'm not talking about okay, just leave it this way. The Arabian Peninsula, anyway, the Ismaelian, and I have explained who I mean by the Ismaelian, are facing problems. And one of these tribes, فخذ القبيلة الإسماعيلية أو قبيلة من الأمة الإسماعيلية. This no, I'm saying this to explain, but there is a lot of people who refer to this. أول من سبق لبق. There is a tribe called Al-Harbi, Al-Hurub, قبيلة Harb, the tribe of Harb, and there is persons who are called Harbi. Why those people who are called, for example, Harbi? A certain person I know more about. I'm not gonna involve myself, but many. Because of this name, they start, those who are around him, a minority, small minority, start relating themselves to the tribe of Harb. But you're not Harbi, it's just one of your ancestor or relative of, or someone made this group before decades. His name is, there was an involvement of creating this relation by the coincidence of having people who had the Harbi name to relate themselves to the tribe, the Ismailian tribe of Harbi. And now you are a small minority calling yourself Shiite, originally made from Africa, putting your nose and saying to Iran, listen to this. We are native Arab Ismailian and we are against this fucker, Tariq. And we are against those fucking Bedouin native Ismailian Wahhabist. We are Harbi Ismailian. Don't worry, Qatifi, you're originally from Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, or Hazard maybe, or whatever. Or Africa, or you came from Kashmir. Oh yeah, don't worry. We the intruders, we are not intruders. We are relating ourselves to tribe of Harbi, Ismailian. Shh, don't tell them that we are African. Because of that gentleman, Harbi. Shh. Yeah, no one knows. Ibn Saud, the Saud house, they are enjoying it. Look at this fucker, what happened to him. Gulf says monarch, they are enjoying it. Hillary Clinton, the Democratic, the Republic, the West, oh, they are in love with it. That's why they killed the native Iraqi Saddam Hussein. Yeah, the Israelite Saddam Hussein within the melt within the Shammar-Ta'i tribe in the location of what's called within the border of the land Kurdistan. There is no race, Kurdi race. It's a place, different ethnic group. One of them is Ismailian. It's the border between Kurdistan and the native Arab Arabian Peninsula. I have explained about this. Shiite are better than Wahhabist. Because among those who are Wahhabist, real Israelis want to liberate the Holy Land. The Wahhabists are in relation to the Ismailian. They start Daesh, normal resistance, normal reaction to the rape and persecution to the native of that country by the intruders, by all means. We are Harbi. Not the real Harbi tribe, no, but we are relating yourself. That's why you see a lot of a lot of books at the hand of Iranis and so-called Shiite Easterns, Shrugiya in Iraq, and even in the internet, قبيلة حرب, Shia families. And of course, no one is questioning them. You go and you talk to the Saud house, please. These people are not from the Harbi tribe. We're all the same. Abdulaziz after it, injection of Islam, then injection of some money with Khalid, his son, then everyone is a slave among the Ismaelian to the intruders because they have no roots and we can use them the way we want. We prosecute, we decapitate the heads and the penis and the dicks, and we rape, and the whole world is against you. Yeah, he's a fucker, homeless fucker. Even if you come here, they're just sending a message saying if an Ismaelian is criticizing the regime or running away from the regime, look what he will deal with after he almost lost it. This is the message that the West is sending. But if a non-Ismaelian calling for what is damaging and destroying the Ismaelian people's life, then we protect him and we put Allah. And if he's absolutely against the Ismaelian and working to what is good to our interest, stealing the Holy Land, manipulating the resistance against the establishment of the so-called Israeli establishment, and empowering the so-called Shiite who got nothing to do with Islam, only destruction to Islam, and making the life of the Ismaelian terrible after destroying their identity by the intruders and those who have no roots in the Ismaelian land, who can give us everything in one condition. If we give them a protection, they change the way they want it, on the account, على حساب الإسماعيلي, on the account of the Ismaili. Understand me? It's complicated. So it's just the Harbi tribe, those who are not from the okay, I'm gonna change the topic. Those who are not from the Harbi, those who call themselves Shiite, who are not from the Harbi tribe, and Sir David Amis. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I saw some comments in the YouTube. Look at Islam, look at the immigrant, look at the refugees, look whatever, A, B, C, whatever. It's absolutely, there is no comparison between England and the Ismaelian, the English, British natives and the Ismaelian natives. Different. Those who are refugees, immigrants, who have nothing to do with our faith, are by the help of the West. And this Somali guy is just one Somali guy. His father is between Kenya and England. Yani, the country is led by its people. England, like many countries in this world, like most of the country in this world. So I'm just giving an example. I mean, it's not about England, UK. It's not about England, UK. It's just about the pain that I have dealt with, trying to explain my right, and what happened to me, either with family, me personally, and why I'm here in England, why I'm here in the West. I wonder what Canada, the Canadian authority, what do they say about my case? That's it. That's the Canadian. Leave it. What do they say? Huh? Conclusion. Close it. I'm sorry for the man. Honestly, I'm sorry for this. This is unacceptable based on Islamic laws. Islam, which is the submission. Islam means the submission of the one who created, the owner, the founder, and the creator of existence, Allah, who sent Muhammad, and Muhammad is indeed his final messenger. Allah is the most merciful, Muhammad is a mercy upon mankind. There will be, of course, in the Islamic law, an execution law, the law of execution. But don't you dare mention this, say this have something to do with the law of Islam, this case. No. When it's come to this gentleman, he's dead. But there is a lot of people among the political system in the West and other who deserve to be executed. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna put my nose and say it's an Islamic law. Just maybe revengeance when it's come to me, because the Islam can give them a chance here and here, but some of them no. Yeah. I mean, why I'm dealing with this pain? Why do I need to explain to you this? Why do I need to say Harbi? And why do I need to talk about the so-called Shiite? Why do I need to mention his name? Okay? Why do I need to be in England or the West? Why do I need, you understand? I'm not talking about you, if you're against me from the West. I'm just saying in general, why this world do not want to give us our rights. And if there is certain deadly reaction, especially I'm talking about Middle East, in Iraq and Syria, or in the Ismaili, the one who is a legitimate reaction. I mean, a so-called Shiite trying to kill the Prince of Kuwait. Is this a legitimate reaction? No. A so-called, don't delete my video. A so-called Shiite who is not originally from Kuwait, not originally from Bahrain. Is it a normal reaction to kill the officers of Bahrain by people who are intruders to Bahrain? No. A Katifi who's originally from Asia, far Asia or far Africa, to kill a native Ismaelian officer in our Qatif? No. There was some Israeli as well case, but anyway. I mean, it's the mix. Let's call it the Ismaelian territory. Beheading children by a so-called Shiite from the Afghanis. Is it a legitimate reaction? No, it's not. I'm not saying all, but there is cases like this. Raping women? No. You're going to another country and messing around with the natives and angry for an unrealistic understanding of a historical incident. We all sad about the death of Imam Hussein, but it's a political imposement by the devil himself, renewed by him, reformation of the devil. That's it. To him dealing and doing treatment to the light of God after the death of Muhammad, peace be upon him, even anyone. And now it's political shit. The Belgians want to take over and they took advantage. They found, after colonizing the country, killing the Sheikh Khazal, invading Iraq, what's happening in the Holy Land, talking about, understand me? There is a difference between, there is to a certain level, a legitimate reaction. Taliban and Al-Qaeda fighting the Soviet Union. 11 September was an inside job, but I'm saying bombing some embassies. Saddam Hussein sending 40 rockets. It's a normal, legitimate reaction. But is it a legitimate thing that the so-called Israelis attack the places at the 80s of industrial weapon that Saddam Hussein wanted? No, it's not. They have a nuclear bomb. They are occupying the Holy Land. This is fact. This is from the God Almighty. This is the explanation from the God. Yeah. No, this is from the God. I'm explaining to you how God think about this dunya. Sin, overcoming the sin. Life, light, darkness. The Dajjal, the Antichrist word. The good things is bad and the bad is good. Reaction, israf. All of these things. Don't be careful. I'm a good person, by the way. I'm just don't be part of it. إن شاء الله مدحها نفسه لأن اللهم إني لا أزكي نفسي لا أزكي نفسي لا أزكي أمامك لا أزكي نفسي أنا متلخبط I forget الحديث انتهى ملخبط مرة it's all about being humble with God. But what I'm trying to say, legitimacy, the legitimacy. Daesh, normal reaction. Gaza, Hamas, you kick them from their farms. Their ancestors, and among them the real Israelis, and they are the natives of Middle East. Who kicked them? Intruders. You kick them from their houses, their farms, and you put them at the corner, Qata' Gaza, and you're taking our secret glorified city, Jerusalem, Al-Qudus, called the question mark. Jerusalem, no, Jerusalem, leave Jerusalem. It shouldn't be called that. A certain level, Yahweh, same relation with the word Yahweh. These people call themselves Jews and they got nothing to do with the Jewish faith. Shite. Do you understand me? So this video is about those who call themselves Harbi, and at the same time, their attitude is absolute. I'm not gonna say you have nothing to do with Islam, definitely, but the 100, I know this people, the 100%, the character of the Ismaelian, the personality. Now you cannot even do an investigation with this new young boy. The change in Gulf said. The attitude, the cultural rules, nothing. I mean, if you go to the southern Yemenis, Al-Yamis, okay, you can see that they are southern Yemeni because of their cultural rules. If you go to those Harbis, at the end they got nothing to do with the Ismailian territory. That's it, end of the story. Nothing to do with the Ismailian. They shouldn't lie. The Qatif is Ihsai, go back to India and deal with Mardeh. Yeah. Go and liberate your Kashmir before trying to do. Yes, you are. You say you're from Bahrain. You're originally Kashmiri. Why I'm not allowed to explain this, YouTube? You're originally Kashmiri. Go and liberate Kashmir. Go to Azerbaijan and fix your things with Armenian problem. Then go back. You're Kurdi. There is a so-called Kurdi. Khalas, join the Kurds in Iran. Or you want to relate yourself to Ahwaz, or you want to relate yourself to what? To Uzbekistan or the Hazar, go back there and fix whatever. Go to Kashmir and deal with the so-called Hindus. Yeah, go there. Don't try to divide our Ismailian territory. It's not your oil. And sometimes I feel sad for myself. But then I say, Wallahi, I am lucky. In comparison to many Ismailian men and women, I am wallahi lucky. I cannot even mention some names in some cases because they might curse me. Our cultural rules, I'm just saying, in case if someone is saying, look at this Somali, we're having these people in our country, they are killing us. He was a patriot. Exactly. Why don't you talk to Tony Blair? Saddam is a monster. Islam is monster. He's gonna attack us. Forget about the crusade, like that's agnostic. What about you? What about your faith? What about the Protestants colonizing other country? Your crimes all over the world. Why? Why don't you think? This accommodation is a wonderful accommodation. It's a wonderful accommodation. It's wonderful. I thank the NHS and the city council. It's good for me. Let's hope that I have complained today about so let's hope, because it's quiet now. Let's hope they talk to him. It's good. Since I come this for 2 hours, everything is quiet. It's good for me. This is only the television. I'm fine with the television. Do you hear the television? News, movie, fine. Do you hear it? I'm fine with this, no problem. You have the right to see television, though it's a sitcom. News sometimes, I can deal with it. But not. I'm facing problem there with you guys. And don't let me deal with the natives ruling everything here, the West.